Welcome to Robotics. I hope everyone having a great day. Today we're going to discuss the intonation and how to do it on Fender guitar. There's one that we want to demonstrate for you, and what it is here, we're looking at the saddle right there, Fender saddle, which is basically every model of this guitar it comes with. And the reason I'm going to be showing you up closely because we need to do the adjustment here in order to intonate your guitar. So we need a bigger size screwdriver like this one. You need to be able to turn this right here and do the intonation adjustment either to each direction. See that? Without a screw. That goes for every particular strings here. And on top of that, if you can see, there are two Allen screws right here on each strings. Where this spring attaches to screw, there's a U-shaped metal here with two Allen screws that adjust the height of the strings so it won't buzz on the fret, and you can set it up the way that you feel comfortable, the way your size and you feel comfortable playing. So what it does here, basically, it helps you play a lot better and sound a lot better once you intonate this guitar, or your guitar. So what it is, I will show you. This is our All-L TU12H, the Boss tuner. I'm going to demonstrate this for you so you can see. Okay, so you play it first string, which I tuned to E flat. As you can see, is tuned in. Then we go up here to the 12 strings and we hold this down, play it, and it should be the same note as we played. Now I'm going to play the 12 string for you. You can look at the tuner. See, they're both tuned in. So open string is tuned in to E, 12th fret is tuned in on the same string to E. If it's not intonated, the 12th fret would not be an E, would be a different note, or would be a slightly off in either direction. Since there may be 10 cents on the right direction to the sharp, or 10 cents on a flat direction to the left. So in order to fix that, what you need to do first, you need to decide what type of strings you'll be using. If you're going to use 838 or 1145 or whatever gauge, you're going to stick with that gauge, or every time you change the string gauge, the set gauge, like the package that come in, if you want a thinner gauge or thicker gauge, every time you change the gauge, you have to do the intonation again. So if you're sticking, I'm sticking with 838 and I tune to E flat, so every time you do that you have to make sure it's intonated. So my intonated guitar stays perfect all the time. So what you need to do, first thing first, you need to adjust the height here as I showed you on the strings on this saddle, how high you want the strings to be from the frets, because that has a lot to do with it. These screws down here, they have a lot to do with it as well. You got to make it tight enough so it would hold it, so it has enough room for playing the whammy and all that. And the springs that attaches the whammy underneath the guitar, which is on the other side of the guitar, that attaches the whammy. That's why the whammy bar and the strings comes back, because there's 2 or 3 strings depending on the guitar underneath the guitar, which is right here. They're down here. These are the string where the strings are. Where the springs are. The strings come down here. Underneath this caging, there's springs. Okay, if you want to alter it, you better alter it now before you do the intonation, or just leave it the way they are. So let's assume you're going to leave it the way they are. On the next chapter, I might give you a little lecture on this one, but this is as far as we can do right now. I'm going to show you. So we're going to leave the setting this way. put this back where it was, the tuner. As you can see, the E string is fully intonated. So what you need to do, as I said again, you need to tighten these screws down here, and you have to adjust the length of the strings here. As you can see, every string here has different length. You can see these are longer. The further away the screws, where the string rests on the saddle piece right here, is further away. So the E string is shorter, and the sixth string, the E string on the sixth string, is longer. You can see the distance here. There's a gap here. See the difference? The size of that one right there versus the size of this one. The reason for that is because it would not intonate if you had all the same size. So when you were playing the 6 strings on an E and you play the 12th fret, it wouldn't be E, it would be F sharp, it would be a sense off to the left, to the sharp or the flat, either way. So what it is in here is when we play the string, the first string for example, and we want to intonate it, we have to use a screwdriver, put it in here. If it's not intonated, turn it to the right and then play the 12th fret again. If it's not E, then we have to turn it again. If it goes towards F, then we have to turn it the opposite direction. So we have to repeat this process for every single strings in order to do it. If you don't repeat the process, then what happens is, then one string would be intonated, the rest would not be intonated. You have to go through it quite a bit. It takes hours to get this done right. There's no quick way of doing intonation, and there is no machine that do it for you. So what you need to do, you do the intonate the first string, as I said. If the open is going to be easy to tune, so the open would be E, or E. If you tune it to E flat, it would be D sharp. So the first string would be easy. So you tune in the open strings. The 12th fret, if it's not, I'm going to repeat it again, if it's not E, or whatever your tuning preference is, if it's not E on the 12th fret, then what you need to do, you need to adjust this spring right here and adjust the distance here to make the string overall shorter on this end or longer. So if you turn it to the clockwise and it becomes F sharp, then you know that you went too far. You go the other direction till you find the medium point, and the 12th fret becomes E and the open fret becomes E. That's very tedious and very time-taking process, but the reward are great. You get great rewards on that one, and is not as easy as it seems. It's not like you intonate the first string, then you intonate the second and the third and fourth. When you intonate the first and second and third strings, then the fourth one, if you intonate it, it would change the intonation of the other strings. So you have to keep on going back and forth to get it done right. All the 6 strings going to be intonated. So let's say you play on a C scale, basic scale, on C major, on from the 1st to the 5th fret, and you want to repeat that from the 12th fret. It should sound the same and it should be intonated. It means the notes that you're playing, it would be replicated, duplicated by themselves, and it would be sounding the same as it's supposed to be. So it means if you play a C major chord on a 1st through the 3rd fret, and then you want to play the C major chord down there at the 12th fret, it has to be harmonized in the same way, but a higher octave. So what I'm trying to tell you is, without intonation, you can't get it down. So you use this to tighten the screw, change the intonation factor, and then once you tighten the screw, let's just show you one example. This is E as you can see it, and let's leave it, play it on the 12th fret. as 12th fret. Right now it's fully intonated. So if you turn this slightly, see what happens. See, it's not tuned in, and it went off. So if we turn it back, okay, slightly more. Okay. Now that part of it is an overboard. So we're going to do it one more time. Okay. Open the strings. Open string here. 12 string here. So all we did here, we turned this knob here. Just to give you an example, we turn the screw here. To the right, clockwise. Then look what happened. It's not tuned in anymore. And then we're gonna play the 12th fret. 12th fret is off as well, but sometimes there's a big variation between 12th fret and open strings. So what we do here, just to give an example, we come back a little bit, so we can bring it back. There we go. Fully intonated. So what it does basically, every string should be done this way. So you got to do it properly, and you repeat the process by tightening or loosening this, going clockwise or anti-clockwise. And once you get the happy medium between the open string and the 12th fret, the notes are the same, then the guitar would be fully harmonized when you play it. And you repeat the process for first string, second string, third string, fourth, fifth, and sixth string, and it should sound great after that. The best thing to do, what you do in order to set it up, what you're going to need in order to set this up is you're going to need just a tuner. You can use your phone with downloading an app that, you know, for tuning the guitar. That will work as well. Or you can use one of these tuners. There's so many different brands out there that they're all good. And then you have to intonate it. Once it's done, this guitar, you would love your guitar and it would be perfect to play it. So if you guys have any question, you can always comment me back. I'll be glad to answer it for you. But please subscribe to our channel because we're going to need your support. I appreciate it and hope everything goes well for everyone. Thank you very much. You have a great day, and it was nice. Thank you.